Welcome everyone to the Rivals Racing League's broadcast of the RRL Offline Championship from Texas Motor Speedway for the Duck Commander 90. I am joined in the booth today by my good friend LT.
Hello, everybody.
And they're about to get going here. Fire the engines up. I'll give you the starting lineup for this race here at Texas. And here they go, the field rolling out onto turn one as we get set to go green here from Texas. This will be quite an interesting race as this race begins the fourth and final quarter of this season. 5 races remain to set a champion, and right now we're already seeing two of the championship contenders on the front row. We have Jamie McMurray and Robbie Gordon.
Then we have Michael Waltrip and Trevor Bain.
Following them, we have Kurt Busch and Jeff Burton. Burton, yet another championship contender.
Then we have Extends himself, Kevin Conway, and Mark Martin.
Yep, Joe Nemechek, Terry Labonte there in row 5.
Then we
and
have
actually, you know what, LT, they're so close to the start-finish line. Let's go ahead and just let the rest of the race play out here. They're about to get going for the green flag, and we'll see what happens. LT, what are you most looking forward to seeing today?
Playtime's over. This is getting close to the end of the season. I see everyone being aggressive and taking everything they can, no matter what time in the race it is. So, let's get this race. I'm excited.
Yep, into the restart box they go. Green flag is out. McMurray with the jump. We're green here in Texas.
McMurray gets a huge jump. Or Robbie Gordon just didn't go.
Either way, McMurray leads the field off into turn 1 with a great run. But Michael Waltrip already looking to maybe make a move to the inside. And now Robbie Gordon with a run around the outside lane. Top 4 cleared as they enter turn number 3.
Robbie Gordon looks on the inside. Michael Waltrip. Can he complete the pass on him? Looks like he is.
Yes, he will. Michael Waltrip has to back off on corner exit. Gets tight. Robbie Gordon back up to second place and trying to run down leader Jamie McMurray.
3 wide back there. Mark Martin was in the middle. Not sure they got that sorted out. But Robbie Gordon is not a fast race car. I mean, he's already at the back bumper, and McMurray is going to make the pass on him, too.
Robbie Gordon looking for his 4th win on the season. And it could come today here, and that might just seal up the championship for him and prevent anyone from getting up to him and making a run. Although here's what I'd like to point out. Joe Nemechek knows who his competitor is. He needs to pass the 7 to gain points on him in the championship. Robbie Gordon just gained 5 points for leading a lap. Joe Nemechek's going to need that if he wants to win this title.
Honestly, Joe Nemechek is going to have to get up there, lead as many laps as possible, and possibly get the win.
He has to, in my opinion.
Because every lap in Robbie Gordon's lead, that's another point for him. And that just makes that gap bigger than what it already is. I mean, it's already 112 points. Well, it's more now. But, yeah, Joe Nemechek's got some work to do.
This certainly Robbie Gordon winning today, especially if Joe Nemechek finishes in the top 5, it wouldn't end his championship hopes. But with Williams Grove being the next race, you don't want to put yourself in a situation where you cannot afford a single bad race. But Jamie McMurray might be the best thing to happen to the championship hopes of the 87, because he could pass Robbie Gordon back and take the lead from the number 7.
Correct.
Jimmy Johnson's off the pace.
Jimmy Johnson this season just not been great for the 48 team. And Clint Boyer all the way in the back.
That is not good news for him. Casey Kane with a strong run, although I think he's going to get caught behind the 48 of Jimmy Johnson here. Yeah, he will. But here we go. You can see the 6. Here's the thing, though. We know how aggressive Robbie Gordon is, and we know Robbie Gordon will do anything to keep that lead.
But McMurray is putting on the pressure. He is closing fast.
McMurray is not going to let Robbie Gordon walk away with this one, as now he is right to the back bumper of the number 7. And here he goes to the inside, heading off into turn 1.
All water battle and just letting the 87 car slowly catch in. And I think McMurray is going to make the pass.
Robbie Gordon gets the run on the outside lane, although we've seen the bottom be better on this end of the racetrack. And Robbie Gordon will have to give the spot up there. Jay McMurray takes back the top spot, and now here comes the 87 with a run on Robbie Gordon. How aggressive will he be to get that position away?
As fast as I saw Robbie Gordon go back, it makes me think, is Robbie Gordon saving some of this stuff, or has he parked it up all too quick? I
I
don't
don't know,
see.
but I will say this. Robbie Gordon and Joe Nemechek both know the importance here of all the bonus points that are on the line. For the fastest lap, for leading laps, for the most laps, there are bonus points as you see Robbie Gordon aggressively getting back around the one of Jamie McMurray and the 87 of Joe Nemechek doing the same there. Both of these drivers know how important it is to be out front here today, and they are duking it out here once again for the race lead.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this battle shapes up, and if we get cautions or if the race goes green, I kind of doubt that. But
If the race goes green, these drivers might have some problems with the pits.
yeah,
Remember,
that's possible.
Homestead, I believe, was as long as this race, and they had to pit there. So we'll have to see. I believe they're going faster around this track, and so they're probably using up a bit more gas. So we'll have to see how things turn out. But man, Casey Kane is not letting these two battle it out.
87 is going to go, and
For the lead.
at 87, I might be honestly glad that the 4 car squirrels and then put as many spots between him and that 7 car as possible.
And here they go for 5 bonus points. Here, Robbie Gordon's will not matter because Joe Nemechek has also led a lap in this race.
And like no 4 and 1 is also going to try to make the pass on Robbie Gordon here on the inside. Inside's been better in 3 and 4, so let's see what happens when we go down there.
The best thing for Joe Nemechek is if Robbie Gordon gets passed by both the 4 and the 1. He gets passed by the 4, and here comes McMurray to the back bumper of Robbie Gordon. I'd also like to point out Trevor Bayne in the top 5 here.
Put on a good run. I'm curious what happened to Jimmy Johnson because Jimmy Johnson's on the pace now. He's staying in that pack, so I'm not sure what happened to him. Did he pit? We have to figure
Rob,
that out later, but not to cut you off.
No, that's okay. I was just going to say that Robbie Gordon got back around the outside of Jay McMurray and is trying to make a run at Casey Kane. Every lap that the 87 leads puts him closer to 5 more bonus points that could go to him instead of Robbie Gordon. Remember, the max amount of points a driver can earn during a race is 185 as long as Joe Nemechek stays within that ballpark. The last race of the season is at a super speedway, Daytona International Speedway, and there is a high likelihood that you could get involved in a crash there. If Robbie Gordon gets involved in a wreck, then Joe Nemechek will have no other choice but to try and run at the front to gain enough points to take that lead away from him. But as we know, with tracks like Williams Grove and Coca-Cola, Bristol, and Daytona coming up after this race, there is not a single opportunity for the field to relax.
No, there's not. Joe Nemechek is just hoping that the 17 just has nothing but bad luck these next couple of races. You know, that would make it a lot easier on that team, on a 78 team, but it's unlikely. But with Williams Grove being next, if Joe Nemechek can win this race and survive Williams Grove, and Robbie Gordon gets finished bad this race and get caught up in the accident next race, that just might send Joe Nemechek to the top of the board.
We'll have to see. But I would like to point out, we can't exactly count out the other championship contenders either, specifically J.A. McMurray. Running in third, he has got the bonus point for leading a lap. While I don't necessarily know if he'll end up having a chance at leading the most laps, as long as he can just stay close to Joe Nemechek, he might have a shot at the win. And Casey Kangan is trying to spoil everyone's fun by taking the win for himself here today.
Yes. But I noticed Robbie Gordon is slowly dropping back, so I'm not sure if he burned up his tires, because if he was saving, I wouldn't see him dropping that many positions to save. So maybe to
Yeah,
handle
there's
it.
no way Robbie Gordon's saving right now. At this point, when you see two of your biggest championship rivals running up front like Joe Nemechek and Jamie McMurray, you cannot afford to save. Robbie Gordon's gotten back around the 21 of Trevor Bayne to get back to 4th place, but he still has quite a lot of pressure coming from Kevin Conway. And yes, I know that was very funny joke there. Pressure coming from Kevin Conway, but we got to make that obligatory extends joke every race.
Yeah, we
Um,
do.
anyway, so Robbie Gordon now still trying to hold serve, but he has quite a lot of fast cars behind him.
Kevin Conway's gonna fill that hole back there and get the spot.
Oh my gosh, fill that hole. Jeez, you can't say anything around, with this guy on here. Kevin
What?
Conway.
He filled the hole.
I know, but, you know.
Oh yeah. Oh, that he almost nailed Jimmy right there.
Oh my gosh. Dang it. All right, well, no more Kevin Conway jokes this race. No more. All
He
right.
didn't even talk to him.
Well, Joe Nemechek holding serve out front. I would like to say, I mean, maybe Robbie Gordon's trying to save a little bit of fuel here. That's all I can think of.
Or maybe his car. Honestly, thinking like maybe his car isn't handling the way he wants it to. Because I'm gonna be honest, if I'm in Robbie Gordon's position, even saving fuel, I'm not gonna have to drop that many spots because now he's gonna have to burn up his fuel to try to get back up there to the leaders. So I don't really understand if that was his strategy.
Yeah, it does not make a whole lot of sense. But Joe Nemechek continues to lead over Casey Kane, Jamie McMurray, Robbie Gordon, and Trevor Bayne here. I believe that all those drivers are up front in the points, minus Casey Kane. So a lot of the championship contenders showing up to play here today at Texas.
Well, it's time to check in on our punching bag. Well, not a punching bag, but Regan Smith.
Oh,
Yeah, he's
terrible
falling
day.
apart. He's falling apart at the end of this season. He was doing so well earlier in the season, but he just didn't fall apart.
This could be disaster here for the 87 team. The problem is though, Casey Kane has nothing to lose at this point in the season. And
He
while
can
I
go up there
doubt
and wreck
this
him if he
early in
wants to.
I doubt at this point in the season Casey Kane would, or this point in the race, Casey Kane would possibly throw away a chance at victory racing the 87 too hard. Joe Nemechek also has to know Casey Kane does not have any championship aspirations at this point and can race as hard as he wants to. But look who's crept back into the fray.
Robbie Gordon. And, well, Jimmy's a lap down.
Robbie Gordon's doing everything he can to get to the front. Oh, and here he comes for third place as Casey Kane goes for the lead.
Will he? Nope, he's not going to dive in there, but here comes Robbie Gordon.
I think McMurray might hold him around the outside. Yes, he will. McMurray around the outside lane will hang on to that position.
As hard as this pack racing, I hope they don't wreck because they are racing really hard up here.
We could see a wreck. Imagine if Robbie Gordon or Joe Nemechek, especially though
Imagine if they
Robbie
both.
Gordon,
Imagine they both get caught up in a wreck. Like there's a wreck, man. Joe Nemechek and Robbie Gordon get caught up in it.
that would be the
That'd be
best case
disastrous.
scenario for Jay McMurray as long as he gets around it. But this is the problem for Joe Nemechek. Casey Kane had nothing to lose as now McMurray gets booted up out of the groove by the 7. And now we have Casey Kane out front at Texas.
Yeah. Joe Nemechek's feeling the pressure right now because Robbie Gordon is slowly creeping back up there to him. And I know he's not a championship, but how about Jimmy Johnson? Jimmy Johnson has worked his way back, and he's gonna try to get his lap back, possibly.
If we got a caution, that could be huge. But look at this. Where did Mark Martin come from? He is up to the front pack. Imagine he wins another race.
I love how you say it could be huge as soon as you switch to Kevin Conway.
Oh my
Absolutely
gosh.
perfect. And Robbie Gordon has a fast car.
Oh, he's going for it now. Maybe he was saving his stuff for second place, but more importantly, to pass his championship rival, Robbie Gordon on the inside of Joe Nemechek will complete that pass off turn number 4 to put himself back out front of the 87 and an opportunity to go out here and chase win number 4.
As of now, Robbie Gordon doesn't really have to worry about the 4 car, to be honest.
Well,
But
here's the thing. If he can get back out front, he could still lead the most laps today and earn an extra 5 bonus points. That's why I said it was the worst possible thing for the 87, because he also needs those. Now, I'd imagine the 87 currently holds the most laps led award, but it can't be by much.
No, it can't since we're only lap 28 and there's been a lot of different leaders.
I
And
imagine Casey Kane's going to make a run at that, depending on how many laps he leads. But
look at
here's the
Jimmy
problem for
Johnson.
these two. They have McMurray, Trevor Bayne, AJ Allmendinger, and Mark Martin, and possibly Kevin Conway and Paul Menard, with perhaps enough speed to go out here and run these guys down. And remember, every position in the top 10 is worth 5 extra points. And when you think of it like that, 112 really isn't that big of a gap, considering if the 87 is able to lock up the most laps led award today. Joe Nemechek could easily cut the gap down to about 80 to 70 points if things go his way. But right now, they are not.
No, it's not. But like you said, I mean, a lot of other people still factor only like Jimmy Johnson's gonna come up here and try to pass Robbie Gordon. I don't understand what happened to Jimmy. If he had this fast of a car, what happened to him?
I don't know. But either way, he is racing in the lead pack and could be a danger to lead lap cars.
Joe Nemechek's right, hoping that Jimmy Johnson finds some way how to wreck Robbie Gordon. That
That's
would
all he
make
can hope
Joe
for,
Nemechek,
really.
that can make Joe Nemechek's day.
I
And
doubt Nemechek is saving.
we are now halfway.
Yep, so you know what time it is. Time for our picks to win and our underdogs. Go first, LT.
I'm thinking Jimmy. Oh wait, he's allowed now. Ah, I'm s- I'm sorry, Jimmy, if you're watching this video. I'm not. I'm going with Casey Kane. I mean, obvious pick. I mean, he has a fast car. He's looking at redemption from Gateway because Gateway, that was an embarrassing loss. He led almost every lap and lost the lead with 2 to go.
Was not
So
many to go.
Casey Kane, honestly, if he can keep it nice and smooth, he can win this thing. My underdog pick, well, it isn't really an underdog, but Joe Nemechek sitting back there in the third position. He proved he had a car that can go up there and lead laps. So if he can slowly work on it, get back up there, he will be the race winner. All right, Pim, what about you?
All right, I'm going deep here, but my race win, not underdog, race win is the 5 car of Mark Martin. He has charged his way up through the field, now racing not that far behind the race leaders. I really think if he keeps this up, he will win this race. Just let's take a look at how many cars he's worked through. Like Matt Kenseth, Dale Jr., Paul Menard, Kevin Conway, Jamie McMurray, working on AJ Allmendinger and Trevor Bayne right now for positions well inside the top 5. He could get this done, and I think he has the speed to do so. My underdog pick for today's race, well, it's funny, my underdog's actually in front of my pick to win, but I don't think he'll finish in front of my pick to win. Trevor Bayne, running in 4th place right now, has been a championship contender for a while, on the cusp of being a contender, but he really, really needs an outstanding performance. And this 4th place run today, while I doubt it will turn into a win, is definitely a step in the right direction for the team with a couple races to go. While I doubt he can make a run of the title, he might be able to finish around the top 5 in the points and get some momentum heading into next season.
All right.
Those were the ones to watch. Casey Kane probably closing in on locking up the most laps led award, or at least taking it away for the time being from the 87. But the 87 trying to get around Jimmy Johnson, as Jimmy Johnson getting to the bumper. We have 4 cars under a blanket with another few just behind them. What did
So
I tell
I
you
don't.
about Mark Martin? What did I
Yeah,
tell you?
it's making the pass. But are we getting close to lap traffic? That's another thing that can be concerning for the leaders.
Nope. Although Regan Smith is last, but they're pretty much on the
Uh,
opposite side of the racetrack. The only
poor
way that the rest of the field can pretty much influence the race leaders here is if we get a caution. Jimmy Johnson about to get around. Oh, but Robbie Gordon's going to block him. I don't know how happy Johnson's going to be about that. Robbie Gordon's got to remember he lost a win in the NASCAR Cup Series blocking the lap car of Kevin Harvick. Lost a race at Sonoma to Tony Stewart. Yeah, okay, there he goes. He lets Jimmy Johnson go, but we'll see if that costs him positions. Doesn't look
Joe
like it.
Nemechek, it doesn't look like it, but Joe Nemechek's definitely gotten a lot closer.
Yep, Nemechek with the run down the straightaway.
Along with Mark Martin.
What
Mark
did I
Martin
tell
was
you?
doing
Mark
alright.
Martin has clawed his way up to the front, and with still over 20 to go, he is right here. Mark's going to win this race, mark my words.
If he can go 2 in a row, that's going to set him up nice for the points.
And that's got to make the 7 and the 87 teams nervous because of the 5 wins today. This is a championship run, and here he comes to the inside of Robbie Gordon for third place.
At 5 cars flying.
Yes, he is. And Casey Kane continues to hang on to the lead in a race being dominated by championship contenders. Casey Kane trying to hold his car out front, but Jimmy Johnson looking to get his lap back and hopes for a caution.
You can say what you want, but Mark Martin is marching his way through the field, and he is coming fast.
Oh, but here we go. He's trying to stay on the inside, can't do it. Now Trevor Bayne looking to his outside, and here comes Nemechek for the lead. What did I tell you? Johnson is a problem for the lead lap cars.
Yeah, he is, because he's just as fast as him. He can battle them as well, and
Oh,
he's
we got
going
to
to hold
stack
the
up.
inside line. Oh, this is...
Johnson's blocking down the back straightaway, holding the inside lane. Look at AJ Allmendinger and McMurray are back into this fight.
AJ Allmendinger's had a quiet season. He's been kind of in the back most of it, but putting up a solid run.
20 to
Besides,
go. What were you going to say?
I said Allmendinger's had a quiet season. He's been at the back most, but putting up a solid run today. He had that one good run at Bristol way back in the beginning of the season, but Allmendinger's been kind of Allmendinger.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Battle for second. Look at these three. Nose to tail with the lap car of Jimmy Johnson right behind him.
I get this feeling one of them's gonna wreck because they're racing like it's a play track, single file. This is
And
not
all the
gonna end.
while, Casey Kane just in front of him. All 3 of these contenders know. Mark Martin pretty much can rule out the most laps led bonus, but the 87 and the 7 cannot afford to do so. They have to try to get back to the race lead. Here comes Mark Martin. Mid-corner lane swap to the inside of Robbie Gordon.
Can he get it? He's gonna be there. He's there.
Now that Nemechek has some room, he has to run down the 4 car. With Robbie Gordon and Mark Martin right behind him, he must lead the most laps today, in my opinion. And now Robbie Gordon going to hold around the outside of Mark Martin. Gap him by a bit entering the corner. Martin just cannot seem to get around the 7 car.
That's right. Mark Martin used up all the stuff getting up here to these guys. I mean, it seemed like he was pushing hard because he drove his way up here.
Here's the problem. Let's just say Mark Martin gets around the 7 and he starts falling back. He can be passed by Kane, McMurray, Allmendinger, maybe even Conway, Gordon. I don't even know where Jeff Gordon or Brian Keselowski came from, but he could lose quite a few positions, and it's very evident that Mark Martin and the rest of the field are faster than the 87 and the 5, especially as Casey Kane puts a big gap on the field with 16 to go.
It'd be really messed up if a late race caution happened because it would screw everything up.
If you're Joe Nemechek, Robbie Gordon, or Mark Martin, what are you thinking here with Casey Kane this far ahead?
I'm thinking right now, run nice and smooth, don't make mistakes, and just try your hardest to get around that 4 car without letting them get around. Because with Joe Nemechek, you've got to be concerned. You got to be frustrated, thinking like, what can you do to get away from these guys? Because Joe Nemechek's just been around the 7 car all race long, hasn't been able to gap him, nothing. And now Mark Martin's closing in, the 87 car, he's got to be frustrated. You got to be thinking what he can do.
This is a big problem here because for Robbie Gordon, he does not need to beat the 4. He just needs to beat the 87 and the 5. The 87 and the 5 both need to think of this race as a must-win scenario if they want the motivation, because they both really do need this win. Specifically Mark Martin. He is on the very tail end of championship caliber. The only reason I'd consider him a championship contender is because of his dominant performance last week and his amazing comeback this week. But with 13 to go this time by, it's looking less likely that any of these three will win this race, especially with the fact that they are all three, both of these two, clearly holding Mark Martin up.
Yeah, I could possibly see Mark Martin getting around both of them and drive up there to that 4 car, but if he doesn't do it soon, that win's gonna be
Oh,
gone.
here he goes to the
Caution it.
inside of Robbie Gordon. Oh, Robbie Gordon's going to block, and now he's going to send it to the inside of the 87. And this is a big problem for Joe Nemechek and Mark Martin because neither of one wanted to see Robbie Gordon gain positions or have a shot at this win. Now Joe Nemechek's dropping. That might have been the last gasp of his race right there. And now look how much Robbie Gordon has gained on Casey Kane. Robbie Gordon trying to block.
Yeah, Joe Nemechek, that might be it for his race. Trevor Bayne.
He's going to lose that spot. Trevor Bayne, like you just said, he's moving up here.
I honestly could see Mark Martin passing that 7 car and that 4 car based on how fast that car's been.
Look at Trevor Bayne making up time. Seems like the 87 was holding everybody up.
Yeah, because once the 87 car got out of the way, everyone just got moving. And
here he comes.
To the bottom. Oh, he's
Robbie Gordon sends it on the outside, but can't make it stick. Oh, and he had to back it up. Now he's got the 21's got the run. Mark Martin, 10 laps to go. 10 laps to go. Run down the 4 of Casey Kane. And to hold off the 21, because here comes the run from the 21 of Trevor Bayne.
What an upset it'd be if Trevor Bayne wins this race.
Oh, Robbie Gordon immediately looking to make the pass back.
Oh, he might. Oh. Mark Martin, that 4 car is fading because Mark Martin caught him quick.
Oh, yeah. Mark Martin has to make this pass as soon as possible. And then drive away. Casey Kane most likely has locked up most laps led this race. That'll take away the bonus point for any of the championship contenders. It's just down to the race win.
Yeah, think about it. If Casey Kane loses this race, that's another heartbreaker for that team. And Gateway, he went there and dominated that thing, lost it. And it seems to be playing the same role because Mark Martin he's there.
Mark Martin has to win this race. With Robbie Gordon right behind him, he needs the victory. And Joe Nemechek needs, if nothing else, Mark Martin to make sure Robbie Gordon does not win this race.
If anything, Mark Martin, he wants to win this race, but he wants that 87 to pass that 7 car, that 87 and 21 to pass that 7 car.
The best possible thing here, well, McMurray just lost positions or time because of Jimmy Johnson, but the best thing for Mark Martin is, it seems like Robbie Gordon's fading. If Robbie Gordon gets passed by the 87, 21, and 43, that would be huge for both the 5 and the 87.
It would. As long as Robbie Gordon doesn't win this race there, hopes isn't over. It's going to be a tough job for them to get it, but it isn't completely over.
Mark Martin is giving this his all.
I mean, I'll be honest, Mark Martin needs to win this race because we're going to Williams Grove next week, and that race is going to be a demo derby.
Oh, he tried the late dive bomb into the corner, but he couldn't get to the back bumper of the 4. Or at least he couldn't stay there. And now he got a terrible corner exit, and that's going to allow the 7 of Robbie Gordon to close the gap. It'll be 5 laps of racing to go from Texas this time by. As a reminder, the next 4 weeks, Williams Grove, Coca-Cola, Bristol, and Daytona, 4 extremely unpredictable racetracks. You do not want to be setting up bad going into those races. I know Robbie Gordon would have loved to have the championship all but locked up at this point. With the win today, he could do that.
Robbie Gordon's putting the pressure on Mark Martin.
Couldn't get him there, though. Oh, there he goes. Late dive bomb. Oh, but Martin's going to hold around the outside here. Oh, never mind. He has to back up. And I think that might have just given Casey Kane the win here with 4 laps to go.
Just might have. I honestly thought Mark Martin was going to go up there and pass him for the lead and
he
win.
He tried. But with 4 laps to go, I think Casey Kane just won this race. Although you know Robbie Gordon, if he's got anything left in the tank, is going to give it his all to go and run down that number 4.
Honestly, he can probably do it. I mean, we got 3 laps to go here.
Oh yeah, this isn't over. Who was faster? Oh, it was Robbie Gordon by a lot. 2/10 knocked off the lead for the 4. Robbie Gordon is closing in a hurry. 3 to go. Robbie Gordon almost took the win away from Dale Earnhardt Jr. after he led and dominated Chicagoland. Could he seal the deal here today at Texas?
He's going to do it.
Oh, he's there. Oh, he's going to move him out of the way.
Robbie
Kane's going
Gordon.
to lose the spot. 2 to go. I think it might be over.
Yep.
Mark Martin had to check up huge on corner exit. Robbie Gordon came into the day knowing if he could win from second place, it would be huge for his championship hopes, as he knows that the next 4 consecutive weeks are the most chaotic tracks on the schedule. As he exits turn 4 to take the white flag, Mark Martin does not have anywhere near a big enough run. Casey Kane and Joe Nemechek looking to get around him. What a day for Robbie Gordon.
What another heartbreaker for Casey Kane there. Got a feel for the guy.
You got to feel for Mark Martin as well. Had a strong run. Joe Nemechek thought he maybe could finish in front of Robbie Gordon. But if you were wondering what a championship team looked like, I think you're seeing it right here off the corner. Robbie Gordon, 4th win of the season in a crazy championship battle at Texas.
That was a race. That was amazing right there.
Mark Martin drove all the way up to second place, but could go no further. Casey Kane losing in another heartbreaking race, finishing 3rd. Nemechek held on for 4th. Allmendinger with a nice 5th place finish. And it was Trevor Bayne, Jamie McMurray, Carl Edwards with an 8th place finish. Great run for him. Stephen Wallace in 9th. And Mr. Extends himself, Kevin Conway, rounds out the top 10.
Rounds out.
Oh my gosh. Shut up.
Guess you can say that he pulled. Never mind.
Stop. All right, let's look at this. 127 points. Gap grew by about 15 points, I believe, to Joe Nemechek. This was not a good race either for David Rudiman or Jamie McMurray. Both of them lost a lot. You can see Mark Martin jumped all the way to 5th in the standings, but instead of being about 300 points back, he's 337. Once again, Joe Nemechek could still win this title. Mark Martin could still win this title. I'd say realistically, Robbie Gordon to Trevor Bayne could win this. Pushing it, Stephen Wallace and Jimmy Johnson. We're going to have to see how Williams Grove goes. This has been the Rivals Racing Week broadcast, the RRL Offline Championship from Texas Motor Speedway. We'll see you next time.